Hey everyone, new year, and thankfully my voice has finally come back so we can today finally do a video again. I know it's been a good few days since I last did a video, but hopefully we can get the ball rolling again in this new year. So for today's video, as you've likely discovered from the title and the thumbnail and whatnot, we're going to be trying out the Kalevala Expanse, if I got the name right there. I've not been in there yet, so full disclaimer, this is all going to be completely new to me. I remember bits and bobs about what was in the patch notes from a good couple of weeks ago now, I guess. But anyway, as I said, I've not been in there yet, so in today's video we're going to be doing our first run at the Kalevala Expanse. Now for this video I've decided we're going to go with my good old Gila. I've had this since I'd say somewhere around the time that I hit T8. I've had it a long time. I use it mainly for events to do a little bit of mission running when I'm a bit bored of flying battleships. And why not give it some use? I put a fair bit of effort into the nanocore long before the gold nanocores came along. So let's make some use out of it, shall we? Let's actually give this ship some work. So I'm going to undock. I'm currently starting off in Jita. My understanding is you can use these filaments pretty much anywhere in the game except for the Kalevala Expanse itself, which you'd struggle to anyway because you have to go in with an empty cargo hold, or at least that's one of the conditions that's listed on the item itself. And Cobalt Edge, my understanding is you cannot use this in either one. So let us find a nice little spot. So we're going to start at this particular object here just to start off grid from everybody else. Let's get started, shall we? So I'm going to head into my cargo hold, and this is the filament that we are going to be using, or needle jack. So as we can see, it's the medium expedition for Spatial Rift. The 4 indicates that I can go in a fleet of up to 4 people. Of course, this is just me testing the waters, finding out how things work. In a future video, I am probably going to use the filament that allows me to bring one battleship with me instead as a solo player. That, when I checked the market, was 120 million ISK, but the battleship in question that I want to use is currently in Cobalt Edge. So yeah, I'll have to bring that ship out of Cobalt Edge to bring it to Jita to use that filament. I might as well know what I'm doing first before I go to all of that effort. This Gila was already there in Jita, completely abandoned, so we're going to use it. I'm going to use the needle jack. Construction. Yep, you must join a fleet before you use it. That happened the last time, didn't it, with the other filament? So let's do that. Let's create ourselves a fleet exclusively for me. Go back into my cargo hold and select use needle jack again. And for those of you that are wondering, I am still using a tablet that is tethered to my trusty little Steam Deck. That's why was the event panel open then? Anyway, as you can see, we have ourselves our wormhole, and once a timer of some sort that we can't see has expired, I will be in the Kalevala Expanse, and that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see how things go. Whilst we wait, oh yeah, we can see there's a big circle around the wormhole. I kind of just caught onto it towards the end. And here we go. We are now in the Kalevala Expanse, just as soon as my tablet actually catches up and show me what's going on. Now you notice in the bottom left where my entire portrait is, I do have local chat open. It is the only way of knowing if there's anybody in the area other than me. Let's have a look. We are going to change to this. So I've moved from travel to my PvE overview. I know my overviews probably aren't set up particularly well. In fact, do I want a PvE overview? Okay, yeah, I have a really bad overview. I'm going to have to just set it to all for now because this is a PvP zone. And a PvE overview is probably a bad idea. So I'm going to pick a anomaly. Unfortunately, all of these are medium-sized ones. I did not land in a system that has small anomalies. So we're going to try a medium, see where we end up. And of course, I need to activate my shield modules and actually assemble some of this. And as you can see, we have our warp gates, which are guarded actually by a couple of Waste Seeker enemies. And you'll notice that we appear to have 2 warp gates. I surely hope this is my system glitching. No, there are actually 3. Okay. Let's focus fire on these. I don't actually know if I can use these warp gates just yet, or if these things are going to be stopping me. So, we're just going to run with it. I do believe I'm missing a module though. Did I set off without my stasis webifier? I think I did. I think I goofed on that one. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I was meant to fit a stasis webifier on this particular ship, so oh well. We live and we learn. Let's activate my afterburner, because I am assuming that I'm going to be warp scrambled in here. There's no point running a micro warp drive if you're assuming that the entire time that you're in there, you're going to be warp scrambled. So at this point, I'm just going to be playing the game, I guess. This is me just being an absolute fool, by the way. Now, do I recommend people coming in here completely solo? No, at all. Not at all. In fact, I entirely expect in this foolish endeavour for me to lose this ship, because there are only 2 ways out of the Kalevala Expanse. Number 1, you successfully, and I am going to try and use this warp gate. No, external factors are preventing me. I am going to have to just fly in that direction and hope that my shields keep me alive. But anyway, as I was saying, there are 2 ways out of the Kalevala Expanse. One is you successfully find one of these exit filaments. These exit filaments do exactly what I've just said. They allow you to leave the Kalevala Expanse. The second way is simply by losing your ship and then self-destructing your pod after the fact. I am entirely expecting to end up self-destructing my pod after losing this ship. But let's see if we can actually get one of these exit filaments in this particular video, and see what exactly we do uncover whilst we're in here. Okay, so we've killed 1 NPC so far without losing my tank completely. Let's see what loot we get. Of course, we're not expecting to be bringing any of this loot back with us, but we might as well have a look at what we've got. So I am going to set my orbit. And some of you will be wondering, why did I pick rapid missiles for my choice of weapon going into here? Well, I needed to pick something, didn't I? I assumed I'd be up against a lot of E-War hungry frigates that I'd struggle to hit, so I figured why not just bring a weapon that doesn't struggle to hit them at all. Of course, I am slightly regretting that idea now, but hey-ho, we live and we learn. In fact, can I even get close to this guy, or is he moving just simply too fast for my silly afterburner? Probably is. In fact, it is at this stage in the video that I have just realised I have the wrong implant. I really suck at preparation in this game. So yeah, the moral of this story is don't go in with a Gila with medium rapids. If you're going to go in with missiles, medium missiles, proper medium missiles, and a micro warp drive is probably a good idea. Just looking at what I'm having to contend with here. Thing is, I can't outrun this NPC, and I can't get any closer either. I'm just kind of stuck with the drone damage. The drone damage is breaking the tank very, very slowly, but slowly isn't quite cutting it for me right now. Okay, so we managed to break free of that particular NPC, and more NPCs had arrived on grid. So let's start navigating these warp gates, see what we can find before I inevitably have to run away again. So here we have ourselves some Juristus ruins. This is going to be an interesting one. Now can I... Nope, so these ruins cannot be unlocked without first destroying these NPCs. And of course, can I actually defeat these NPCs with this really, really, really bad build that I've come in with? Probably not. Probably not, but I have to at least try for the sake of this video. So, fittings wise, what have I learned so far from just flying around and faffing about in the Kalevala Expanse? First things first, speed is very, very important because these things can and will kite you. The next thing that it seems to be really important is actually having range on the weapons that you're using. As we've seen with me, I tried using rapid mediums because it seemed to make sense to me at the time, being able to hit small targets. What's actually happened is I can't actually hit anything because everything is kiting me just outside of my optimum missile range. The next important thing is remember to set your implant. Set it. Do not forget. Before you undock, set your implant. This is something I almost never, ever, ever remember to do, even when I'm going out to do some PvE in a battleship that does lasers. More often than not, I undock with the mining implant still active. So as we can see on screen right now, I've decided the only way out for this particular video is going to be using the self-destruct mechanism. I am trying, but as we can see, a Gila on its own, with my current fitting that is, simply cannot solo these medium encounters. Maybe if I got lucky and landed in the region that has the smaller anomalies, I might have been able just about to cut it with the Gila. But I know going in that the next time I run the Kalevala Expanse, I'm going to be going in a battleship, using the particular item that costs 120 mil at the moment to bring in a battleship on its own into the smaller regions. So as we can see, as soon as this goes bye-bye, we will be able to self-destruct our way out. Now yes, this is not the ideal way to leave the Kalevala Expanse, and I sure hope that somebody is able to come across my wreck before it disappears, just to get some goodness. But out of curiosity, no, I cannot see what is in my own wreck. Never mind. But anyway, this is one of the ways out of the Kalevala Expanse. Now in a future video, when I actually successfully get into one of these loot crates and get this actual exit mechanism, I will show you that to you guys in a video. But this video is just a quick demonstration as to what the Kalevala Expanse actually is, so that you can go in knowing what you can and can't lose. Originally I was planning on going into here with a good old-fashioned Punisher assault frigate, but in hindsight it's probably a good idea that I didn't, because it wouldn't have lasted even half as long as this Gila. This is definitely a expert sort of area, so you do want a nanocore that you've invested quite heavily into. You need to set your correct implant. Don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. I am really bad at planning. I can remember to set up all of the equipment behind me for recording these videos. I just can't remember to set up what I actually have inside the video itself, that is the game. But anyway, as soon as this pod self-destructs, the video will be over, I guess. So I guess that's my invisible countdown timer. If you enjoy watching these videos, I'll go for the usual stuff. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the like button, going completely unscripted here, but that's how it goes. So anyway, Happy New Year everyone, and hopefully my next video will be just a little bit more organised than what we're seeing up here. But until the next video, cheerio!